This reminds me about the gladiator moment in the movie, when he goes through all the grain fields to his family to find them dead, but that's besides the point. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome! My name is TheSparrowsJourney, and this is Black Desert, or Black Desert Online. My indecision between making a first impressions video on Black Desert was real. Whether or not I should make, or anyone should make, a first look on an MMORPG is a serious question. If you're looking for an in-depth review, this is the wrong video for you. This is just a scratch on the surface for me, a veteran in MMOs, trying to get back to the MMO action after trying a couple of MMOs without success. MMOs have been, in the market for a while, and I kind of feel that more and more we have been tired of all the MMOs that have been launched into the market, with several of them failing bluntly. The last one for me, the last attempt I had on MMOs was WildStar, and that personally, for me, failed completely. I was not able to play that game more than 1 month without getting bored. And playing Black Desert as an MMO, and as a player myself again, an MMO veteran, and keep playing it for a while, being interested in more and more and more, knowing more about the game is a good sign. It is a good sign, and that's what I want to start with. What makes the Black Desert game better than any other MMO out there for me? Now, I won't lie, the game looks absolutely gorgeous compared to other MMOs out there in the market. It might even be the next thing out there, the next generation of MMOs out there. And let's start by the very beginning. This game is made by Pearl Abyss, a Korean company, a Korean developing team, and it is published by Daum, another Korean company, another publisher. I don't enjoy Asian or Eastern, let's call them that, Eastern kind of games with the aesthetics those games normally have. They're quite different from the Western games, and normally I don't like them. I don't like those girls with annoying voices. I don't like the aesthetics of Oriental Eastern kind of games, but this one doesn't look that Eastern at all. If you haven't noticed, I'm going through a city with my big horse, with my big giant, that's kind of a hyperbole. This is my beautiful character that I've created on the awesome character creation, by the way, with which you can do so much stuff. Don't even get me started. You can create much more beautiful things than this monster that I've created myself. Now, I'm playing with the English patch. Obviously, this is not the game as it is. I am playing without the UI, which I'm gonna now turn on so that you can see the whole difference. There we go. It would justify a single entire video to explain how to get the game running from Europe, where I live at, and you need to run a VPN network to access the game from Europe or any other part of the world that is not Korea or Japan. This is the Japanese version. The Japanese beta only started a couple days ago. The Korean beta has been running for a while. So you are looking at a beta MMO. It's not even the final thing. It's not even the finished Eastern game that is going to be released on the west part of the world soon. So you have several classes to choose from. I chose the Giant, which is the one I have most experience with. The Giant is this kind of bulky warrior. He doesn't use a shield, contrary to the Warrior, which is another class in this game. The Giant is this kind of melee DPS. And let's get one thing straight. There's no healing classes. There's not even healing abilities. You cannot even rest. Other classes. We have the Ranger, which is obviously a ranged class. One of them. I have not touched it. I have no idea how it works. You have the Sorcerer, which, again, a mage type of class. You have the Tamer, which uses melee combat, if I'm not mistaken, but with a twist. He can use pets, so I would say it's the hunter kind of class in this game. Then you have the Bladers, which are this sort of samurais, and I think it's the last released class, so there's not much info about it. Now there's one interesting thing. There are gender counterparts of these classes, because when you're creating your own character, you choose a class and you cannot choose the gender. But if you choose a different kind of class, you can have a different gender. So the warrior counterpart would be the Valkyrie, which has unique abilities to the class, but it's a female class if you prefer to choose that gender. The sorcerer is the female mage in this game. Then you have the wizard, which is the male counterpart of the sorcerer. So far, I don't know anything about the ranger, tamer, giant, or bladers counterparts. This game, this MMORPG is different. If you haven't noticed by now, or if I haven't told you, it is a sandbox-based MMO. It is not a theme park MMO, and that's good. Normally, I'm not a huge fan of sandbox MMOs, by the simple reason that I don't feel encouraged to do stuff in order to change the world, because you need to invest a lot of time in a sandbox MMO. You have a huge book in this game in which you write more and more and more knowledge. You are pretty much learning about the world, and every single character in the game, at least I would say, from the most important to the medium important characters in the game, always have knowledge and always have a place in your book to learn more about them. And you need to have a certain amount of knowledge with them, and you need to have a certain amount of intimacy with the characters to have quests. So it's not like any other MMO in which you come to a town and it's like you already know everybody. No! You gotta first know the people there, you gotta first know what is going on around the town, you gotta explore, you're encouraged to do that. And I find that amazing. You're encouraged to do stuff rather than having the game telling you, do this or do that. You decide what you want to do, and the game gives you options to do so. The map is just amazing. It's not just a freaking JPEG image where you see the quest and whatnot. It is very detailed and is awesome. So I'm over here. This is as much as I've explored the map. I have no idea what are the real dimensions of the map. This is how far I can zoom out, and this is how far I can go to the boundaries of the map. This is how far I've explored, and I'm at level 20. The max level is 50, so I'm 30 levels off max level. According to what I've read, it isn't hard to reach max level as soon as possible or as soon as you want. Currently, I am running everything on max except this option over here, Ultra mode, which is in beta mode. High-end dedicated graphics mode. This will somewhat increase the graphics, but it will destroy your FPS. It will drop something like 20 FPS. I have no idea what I'm going to, but I just want to show you more of the world. I like details as if when it rains, you see your clothing wet, you see puddles of water on the ground. It's absolutely stunning. In terms of visuals, you cannot point the finger at this game. The world feels alive, the world feels detailed, it feels that there's actually stuff happening. There's guilds as well. You can form a guild once you are level 50. You can declare guild wars on each other. There is PvP in the game, even though I think one of the strong points right now in the game is the sandbox gaming. Just gonna walk a little bit into town and show you a little bit how detailed is the world. As you can see or probably guessed, the characters that have a name on them are players only. Everything else is an NPC, and they only show their name if I get close to them, like so. And you can talk to every single one of them, and sometimes even discover certain kind of actions or quests or whatnot. Knowledge, pretty much knowledge. You are rewarded if you explore the game, and you are rewarded if you talk with people randomly. Sometimes you hit this point in which you don't have any quests. Why? Because you're missing knowledge. And if you start, that guy's name, Pikachu, so unoriginal. Either way, if you go around the town and start talking with even simple soldiers like this guy over here, Actually, this isn't a good example. Not every single character is talkative. I guess this one doesn't want to talk with me. What about these guys? Okay, these guys can talk with you, and this guy is a giant. Have you noticed the physics in the game? You can literally go against another guy in the world, like so. Assassin's Creed style. And I think these small details are so rewarding in the game. I would give you a simple example. In other MMOs, you simply can't only do something like this, and you will always do this near walls and whatnot. In this game, you can do something like this. You will climb up on the wall, and that will allow you to climb up on stuff like this. But this is not the best example, obviously. The best example would be getting out of town, exploring places, and you will see the extent of how much you can climb in mountains and towers and whatnot. About the difficulty and the learning curve. If you're a veteran MMOer like me, you will have no troubles at all. I am currently at level 20, and I'm doing level 24 to level 25 quests. Yes, it is a sign that I've missed out a little bit, but it's kind of hard to keep doing everything you're supposed to do in a game that you don't understand most of it. But you know, this is kind of a good sign. If I don't understand half of what's going on and I still am appealed by the game and I still enjoy playing it, imagine if I knew what is going on. Imagine if I knew about the lore and whatnot. I want to show you a little bit of the combat. Now, it is tied with the Eastern kind of combat, and what I mean with this is it is very flashy. There's camera shaking, there's camera zoom in and zoom outs and whatnot, but I've turned off all of that because honestly, I don't like that. European players normally don't like that. As you can see here, I have it all at 0%. After image effects, camera angle effect, camera zoom in and zoom out effect. Those make me almost puke whenever I try to fight something. Let's try that right now, and so that I'm able to show you a little bit of the combat. So, the game is done, the combat system is also done in what they call combos, what we call combos. So, for instance, if I am gonna go over here to my tree of skills, yes, you have skills that you're gonna get skill points throughout the game, and you're gonna have to choose where you want to spend them at. Currently, these are the skills I have, but there's so many more. What you gotta do is using combos. There are, you know, if you could put all the combos in your hotbar, you would have something like about now 20 skills. Obviously, you have a health bar, and you have what I would call a rage bar. They call it something different, I cannot recall what is that right now. But the giant has this rage bar that you use. Actually, it's over here, might. They call it might. This skill, Thunderbolts, uses 90 might. And to get might, you need to attack creatures. Pretty much like in... I always get back to this game, but that's what you compare other MMOs to. World of Warcraft, I compare it to the Warrior's Rage. It's pretty much the same thing. You start getting rage the most hits you get on other creatures. So I'm over here, I have no idea if these guys are difficult or not. Apparently they are, because they are purple colored. I guess I am staying too far away from the zone where I should be at. This guy chased me, so let's start combating this guy and see how that goes, so that I can show you a little bit of the combat. So I'm hitting left click and right click a little bit randomly, and sometimes I get combos, sometimes I don't. Now I'm gonna start using some skills like that, and I absolutely love this skill. I absolutely love that skill in which I grab them and I smash them into the ground. Let's aggro these guys as well. It works like in other MMO. You aggro them, and if you attack them first than anyone else, you're gonna tag them and they're gonna be yours, sort of saying. That guy is red. I have no idea if that means if he's really hard or not. And I keep using some skills. Basically, what I gotta do with a giant is gathering might and then spending it wisely, which sometimes I don't do. Giant, as you probably already noticed, has a lot of what they look. Let's bring him up some health potions. Let's use this skill. I love that skill. And apparently it's the one that does more damage because there's a lot of crits with it whenever I use it. And as you can see here, I'm in a zone that is higher level than me. These guys are supposedly higher level than me. Normally when they have the purple name, purple colored name, it's because they're higher level than you. and I'm not having too much difficulties. As long as I keep... Whoops, this was actually bad. I didn't want to do that. That is your evasive skill. When you use it, you automatically get out of combat. They stop chasing you, or at least they should. No, the guy's still chasing me. But basically, this gets you out of combat really quickly. And you gotta use it whenever you're in trouble. But this is something that a lot of players are criticizing. The amount of health potions you can drink in a short amount of time. There's really no huge cooldown, as you could see over there. And I can drink one while I'm on my horse. It's just 5 seconds cooldown. They took away all of the healing abilities in the game, or they didn't even put any when they started making the game. Which, by the way, uses a custom engine. By the way, this is not Unreal Engine or CryEngine or anything of that. This is a custom-made engine for the game specifically by Pearl Abyss. They make it so that it's possible to have these high-end graphics together with people around and whatnot. I'm gonna show you just a little bit of the crafting. There you go, I'm now collecting. And you must collect a good, reasonable amount in order to start crafting. So you cannot just start crafting with 1 log. You must get something like 5 logs in order to make that boards, in order to make that something else. So there we go. I got ash tree timber and a log. And I leveled up gathering, which I have not yet explored at all. I didn't even explore any of the crafting, wood shopping. So I can put over there a log now. And we're gonna see our guy doing the wood shipping, which is pretty cool. It's a small detail, but it's pretty cool. Look at that. Pretty cool. But because I don't have enough logs, I cannot complete this action entirely. I need to get more logs in order to make timber, boards, and whatnot. And there will be a lot more. Trust me, there's a lot more to do in this game. And I'm in huge hopes that this one does good. Especially when it comes out to the western part of the world. I believe they have to change a lot of stuff to make it work. There's a lot of stuff on this part of the world that doesn't work like the other part of the world, if you know what I mean. But that's actually a good thing. Because in MMOs, I'm looking for something different. And this game has provided me with that. If I were to play another MMO from an European company, it would probably be the same thing. And that's what I think Black Desert is so special about. It's different, but not as much different that makes me stay away from it because I don't like it or because I'm not used to it. The MMO market is completely saturated. And with every single MMO that can bring some new ideas, but you know, 80% of every new MMO is just one more MMO. And I don't feel that with this one. Surely after you get over the graphics and some things that are done differently in this MMO, it just becomes a MMORPG that you might have played in the past, but it still does things differently. Ladies and gentlemen, this was my scratch on the surface on Black Desert. Please do let me know in the comment section if you want to see more. If you want to know how to play it and how to set it up, I'm gonna leave on the description a link that can help you out. Basically, it's a Black Desert's subreddit on Reddit. That's where I got the game from. That's where I got the guide to install the game from, and you should follow the same if you want to try it out. I would advise you to wait for the Western release. I just went through with it because I'm a streamer, I'm a YouTuber, and this is my job to show you things in advance. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is TheSparrowsJourney. I hope you have enjoyed this. Again, let me know if you want to know more about Black Desert and see more about this game on my channel. And I'll see you on the next one. Like, comment, and subscribe. That is greatly appreciated. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching, everyone. If you are looking for more, feel free to check these suggestions. As a reminder, if you're looking into buying games, considering using my G2A ref link in the description of this video. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you on the next one, and remember, stay above the waters.